Hello, my name is Harrison Bahe of Bahe Reviews. I'm here with my friend.
My name is Cauy Tsedah, and I am a part of Bahe Reviews podcast for today.
Yes, today the movie we're talking about is going to be the 2019 remake of The Lion King. So as all of you may know, all of you nostalgic babies out there, The Lion King was a movie from 1994 from Disney, completely 100% hand animated, and it changed our lives, really. I mean, it's a legendary animated movie. It's beloved. It's a classic. So for some reason, Hollywood thought to remake it, and well, we're going to talk about that today, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Cauy, I know you're locked, cocked, and ready to blow here. What do you have to say about The Lion King 2019?
It was there's I could say that I liked it. The thing that I liked most about it was the chemistry between Seth Rogen and what is the other guy's name?
Billy Eichner.
Yes. They had something good going on. They kind of, to me, it's like they saved the movie. The movie was actually it was alright. I mean, things could have been better.
Based off other people's words, that's what I get a lot about this movie, is that it's just all right. That's pretty much what I'm hearing about it. It's just all right. Even for me personally, it garnered a 7 out of 10, which is just the most all right score you can give a movie like this.
It was I kind of wanted more. I don't know, I wanted more from this movie. I thought it was a little bit disappointing and a little bit there,
It felt wrong. To me, it felt wrong. Not only because they were touching a beloved property, but there were just certain things about it that were off-putting. Now, for me personally, this is the second time I've watched it, and
this is my first.
Oh yeah, this is Cauy's first, and admittedly, the second time, I enjoyed it a little bit more, despite the shitty theater we were in, which we'll get into that. We will get into that awful fucking mess we were in.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, but yeah, for me at least, aside from committing the ultimate cinematic sin of remaking a classic movie, there were just some specific things in the movie that bugged me. I suppose I'll just go down that laundry list and you can kind of chime in when you...
Yes.
Okay. So for one... and I've seen this in other people's mini reviews that they do personally, and even among critics and fans, is that the voice acting was noticeable. And I mean that, like, usually when you watch an animated movie, you don't really notice that there's voice acting, even though you kind of know it is, but they hide it so well when the movie's real good about it. But this one, it literally sounded as if actors were in a booth. And I'm only theorizing here, but I have a feeling that these actors recorded separately. And I feel that they didn't really have each other to work off of. And my theory is that Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner were in the same room, because there's that chemistry that comes through the recording and through the characters that makes them, the dynamic duo of Timon and Pumbaa, you know? But, like, for me, I felt like, especially Beyonce, unfortunately. Beyonce's voice acting was very, like, oh, hi, I'm Beyonce, I'm Nala, these are my lines.
So I'm a huge Beyonce fan. I love her music and everything like that. But I can agree that she sounded muted in a way.
Yeah.
There was towards the ending where the battle was happening, the way she initiated, like the way she delivered it, lions attack, like
God,
that was very like as you said, it sounded like she was in the booth, like there was no aggression to it. It just came out like lions attack.
Yeah, no, it was, and that's actually the line that got me this movie this time watching it. It's like, lions attack. I'm like, oh, I mean,
It sounded like it was a scene where, you know, like they could have boosted her, or she could have boosted her voice a little bit more. That aggression. Again, it's a fight, and the way she said it was so calming, like
yes, Beyonce, I'll fight, you know, but it wasn't like it wasn't ferocious as a
Yes.
Lion Queen should have sounded, you know.
Yes.
And I'm not quite sure where that comes in from. I'm not sure if it's the direction or that's maybe the quote unquote best take they have. Like, I personally wouldn't mind going into the recording studio and be like, hey, pull up these takes. This could not have been the best one. Because, I mean, Beyonce, she's a good singer. She lives her life in the recording booth, you know, and she has acting experiences too. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure who to put the blame on this. Whether it's Beyonce or director Jon Favreau, I don't know. I think it falls on Beyonce because of Jon Favreau's previous movies, like that are like this. Like, for instance, the obvious choice, The Jungle Book. Look at those performances he was able to get out of all the animal characters, you know, especially the little kid. So you're telling me that experienced director couldn't get that performance out of Beyonce? I feel that's maybe on Beyonce, unfortunately. But even then, the only other parts in me that kind of got to me this time around was also James Earl Jones, who played Mufasa in this remake and the original. He's getting up there in age. He's like probably in his late 80s, maybe. And I feel with that age, you know, character-wise, he sounds wiser, which is I'm totally fine with. But I also think in this recording session, he sounded a little, like, bored, you know? Specifically, like, for me, what I referenced the most in the original Lion King is that a challenge? Now, remember that scene in this remake, and I'm all like, is that a challenge? I'm like,
Yes.
What? I don't know what happened there, James Earl Jones. I know it's been
challenging me.
Yeah, you know, are we being curtsy? Are we challenging each other at a tea party? You know, I'm all like, yeah, I'm just like, and I don't know. That could be James Earl Jones. That could be maybe Jon Favreau being like, who am I to question Darth Vader? But it just felt like he was bored. And I actually did hear a rumor that they had to reuse recordings from the original movie for this one. I don't know if that's true or not, but it'd be crazy if it were. So, is there anything else that you caught, like voice recording wise? Well, no, actually, how about we talk about what we liked with the voice recordings? I think we should go more into Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh my gosh, they made me laugh. Anytime they came up on the screen, it was laughter. Like the part where the hyenas came in and they were talking about how juicy he looked and how chunky he looked, and he took it really offensive and he just machoed up and, you know, he fought them, and it was funny.
Like, did you call me chubby?
the little cute scene when he was chilling by the zebras. He was a little pig, and he farts in the pool, and everyone just leaves him. That part was so funny to me, and
God.
It's just like in the part where Simba was being serious about the sky, the stars in the sky, and he starts laughing. It's just him and the dynamic chemistry that he had with Timon was the voice actor of Timon was it was great. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It made me laugh. To me, that's kind of what saved the movie for me.
Oh yeah.
Besides the acting of others, I mean, Childish Gambino was all right. Danny Glover, Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
Oh my God.
I'm too old for this shit.
Why did that pop in my head?
Donald Glover. I could see the confusion.
I'm just so sorry out there, but yeah, like he was okay, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because for me, Childish Gambino sounded an awful lot like Matthew Broderick from the original. Like, was that just me, or is his voice kind of high pitched enough to compare to Ferris Bueller?
His voice was higher. His voice was much higher.
Yeah. No, it was. I mean, voice acting wise, who was the best in the movie? Well, obviously Timon and Pumbaa. I think this time I got to give a little credit to Scar.
Yes.
Which I don't even want to try to say his name. I'll try to say it. Chiwetel Ejiofor, something like that. I don't even know.
I do not know.
He was the bad guy in Doctor Strange. Oh, God. But anyway, Scar. We'll just call him Scar from now on because I don't want to. I don't want to slaughter his name more than I'm doing it now. But this time around, I think he stood out a little bit more to me on the second viewing, just because I felt that he was the one who really, truly embraced the character and sort of channeled his acting ability through the microphone, and that came out in the voice this time around for me. And I think even song-wise for me, because I mean, I think song-wise, Be Prepared was the one that almost wasn't exactly like the original. I think it was like they actually recreated the whole song, and it wasn't like a nice big old pompous march, you know. This was like a very menacing and, you know, dum 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 dum, you know. And I thought I like that. I think I like this version better than the original.
Don't forget about the hyenas. The hyenas actually, there were points where they made me laugh too, and it was just exactly like the original.
Yes, I mean, who are the three? Oh, it was Whoopi Goldberg, Cheech Marin, and I want to say John Leguizamo. I don't know. Which kind of leads us into my next point. The kind of development of the character of Shenzi, the hyena. You know, in the original film, she was just a like a hench hyena. And this one, she's a full-on hyena queen.
Yes.
You know, and I don't know. There could be a deleted scene. I don't know, but the rivalry between her and Nala wasn't developed enough for me to be like, "Yas, queen, yas." Kick her ass.
It was just more of like, I waited a long time for this.
Yeah.
She was like, so did I. Like, even before, it didn't really acknowledge that they had any quote unquote beef at all.
Aside from like Shenzi scaring the shit out of her as a kid, I mean, I don't know. For me, that wasn't enough to merit like a full-on final battle.
Yeah, like it was just, there was nothing like, what are they fighting about?
Or like, bitch, like, get off my Pride Rock.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I can narrow it down to. I mean, if this were any other company but Disney, there would have been like some subplot where Shenzi loves like Scar or something, and he was, or not Scar, Simba or something, and be like, bitch,
take yo, man.
Yeah, you know. But I mean, I don't know. That was really like not forced, but it was just like, it was just there.
Yeah, it was like, what? They didn't like each other?
Like, oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I know you're eating all our food, but, you know.
like, cat fight. Like...
Cat fight, girl. But yeah, no, let's jump into the next topic, which is, it's important because it's a musical, but the music. You know, Hans Zimmer comes back to score this movie, as well as, you know, all the other musicians who helped create the first original score from 1994, including Lebo, who did the whole "Na Sawenya" that thing. You know, he came back to re-record it. You know, so let's talk about that. I mean, personally, I am an avid film score listener. I love film scores. I live for it. I would die for it. It's just my type of music. So, for me, when I watch a movie, and film score music sticks out to me, and I mean, I don't know what I was hoping for. I mean, I know they said remake, but I guess they literally took that to heart and remade everything. They used pretty much the same notes from the original score in this new film and just re-recorded it with modern technology, you know?
Yes.
Aside from creating music for newer scenes, which we'll get into, it was basically the film score. It was basically the same score. Which makes me wonder, which makes me wonder two things. One, will this score get nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Score again? And two, will it win? Because it won all those years ago, could it win again? It's essentially essentially the same score.
I mean, there is actually, well, I think it will. It's just for the popularity of both artists because they are Grammy. I believe Childish Gambino is a Grammy winner, Grammy Award winner. Beyonce definitely is but I feel like their popularity of both, it's going to receive a nomination. I do believe.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
for the popularity.
Definitely. Just because, I mean, the Academy Awards sort of lost their credence, I feel, just because now I feel they're going based off of popularity as opposed to like people who should win.
Yes.
Because I mean, there was that whole controversy. I don't know if you heard about it, but the Academy Award, the Academy suggested Best Popular Film category, and it was on there for a while, and then everyone in the Academy spoke against it, and it's like, fuck that shit. What the hell is this? You know, we want to award people who deserve these awards, not just because they're popular. So that just definitely tells you. Point being is that the duet between Childish Gambino and Beyonce, "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," will definitely be nominated, just purely on popularity. But I mean, I'm not hating on Hans Zimmer. I love the man, and there were certainly some I'm not saying rewrote, but he definitely updated several themes. Like the most prominent theme is going to be which I call just Mufasa's theme. It's a da na 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 na. I feel he gave that specific theme much more of a robust, heroic theme, because that's more apparent when Mufasa comes and saves Simba and Nala in that elephant graveyard. You can hear it,
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not hating on the music. I guess I just wanted something a little bit more new, not just a rehash of the original score. And that's like one of the first things I noticed when I watched it, was like, this is just they could have literally ported the original score into the new movie and no one probably would have noticed,
Yeah.
But still, I think it'd be really hilarious if it got nominated for the Academy Award and lost. So like, what's the difference? It won last time, but I have a good feeling it's gonna win, only because I feel Hollywood is in this very kind of how could I say, because Black Panther won last year's Best Original Score, and there were a lot of instruments used in this, and I feel if they're just going off popularity's sake, then I think The Lion King is purely going to win on that.
Yes.
So. But if it loses, I'm going to be so confused. They better lose to John Williams, because I can't imagine what the hell it's going to lose to. Yeah. Okay, well then let's move on to our next topic, and that's going to be, which I feel deserves its own topic, but like the visual effects.
The visual effects, it was more focused on making it like real.
Yeah.
That's what
Photorealistic.
Yeah, but there was times where like I don't know how to explain, but it was more of like it was also okay. So the voice acting didn't really properly fit. To me, it seemed like it didn't really properly fit of how the motions of the mouth was going when they were talking. That's kind of another reason why I think some of the voices sounded too flat, is because there wasn't really it's live, it's a live action movie, but like it was more of like the animation was kind of
Yeah. No, I think I feel you. But I think it's hilarious that people call this a live action, because technically it's still animation, because nothing in this movie was shot from the location. All of it was 100% computer generated, and I think because of that's what I want. That's what I want to say first, is that I want to give a huge fucking shout out to the thousands of visual effects artists who made this movie possible, because it is a beautiful looking film. That first shot with the sun rising, you could have fooled me. I thought, if I had not known better and not known this was live or visual effects, that would have looked like a real sunset to me.
Yeah.
The photorealism in this is astounding, and people, if this movie doesn't win Best Visual Effects or Best Animated Feature, I'm gonna be very super disappointed, because it was beautiful. But because it looks so real, I think that's kind of where it kind of hurts the film. Because like you said, the animals, I noticed it this time around because I read reviews on it saying that the mouth really doesn't match up, and I looked for it this time and I'm like, you know what? It sometimes doesn't.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, because I knew we were gonna do this podcast, they were gonna do this recording after the movie. I'm like, what do I have to say about this? And this was the process that was going through my mind. One movie came to mind. And I don't know if you've seen it or not. It was supposed to get a theatrical release, but then Netflix decided to release it instead. And they Mowgli. Mowgli.
Oh wait, no, I don't recall.
Did you hear about it though?
No.
Oh, well, it was basically just like a much darker take on the Jungle Book.
Oh, okay.
So Mowgli, and directed by Andy Serkis, Gollum,
Okay,
Caesar, no,
yeah,
that dude,
yeah.
you know Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
But the one thing that really put me off from that movie was that they motion captured the actors' faces in real life, and then they put that animation on the animals. So now you got this really off-putting, creepy, human-looking jaguar and bear looking at you, talking, and I'm like, okay, there's some really this jaguar looks human in the face, and that kind of makes me weird about it, whereas in The Lion King it was photorealistic, 100% anatomically correct animals. So we have like the extremes on both ends of these movies. One where it's like the creepy humanoid looking jaguar animal things versus the 100% realistic looking animals. I think that this movie would have benefited more if it somehow met in the middle.
Yeah.
Like I feel that this new Lion King should have benefited more from, I think honestly, kind of more animated looking characters as opposed to like real looking animals.
Yeah.
Because did you see that post today I shared? It was like there was like stills from the trailer from The Lion King, and someone did fan edits to make it look more like the original cartoon.
Yes, I seen that one. I shared it.
Yeah. Aside from Simba looking really creepy sometimes, the Scar fan edit looked great. But I don't know. Aside from that, and this is being really nitpicky, I feel. The visual effects look great in this movie, but there's just, the voice was weird because I feel it's just weird to see a 100% photorealistic animal talk like a human.
Uh-huh.
So obviously they're not going to have the same like face muscles that we have talking, but I digress. Unless I personally start building models in a computer and do facial animation, I can't complain.
And I feel like, again, I didn't know that they actually recorded their face. That kind of...
Oh, no. That recorded, the mocap of the face was on Mowgli.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, I mean, I don't know. No, I don't think they would do that. I don't think they, I don't think they recorded faces for this. Just because, well, I just don't think they did. But I don't know. I have to do some research on that. But I personally don't think that they did any mocap on this movie.
Okay, because that would probably make it seem like, that would kind of probably add up with why the voices sound so muted again. That made it seem like they're inside the booth, like not all together, with no chemistry. But like, that would probably play a possible role in why it sounded so bland.
Yeah, bland. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, still, we watched it, so.
I still liked it. I mean, it was just. I still liked it. It's just bringing. It was just more of like, you just trying to see how the new actors would perform, and as well as if everything is still going to be as the heartwarming original as well. Which
it didn't feel heartwarming, I mean, it for me, for some reason, and it's funny because I'm going to say it about a movie about animals. There was no humanity in this remake. where I felt there was some in the original, you know. And I think that may be an old trick because, you know, you got the Disney eyes, the big eyes to really connect with the humanity of the animal, you know. But even then, even if it was just the voice acting, 100% the voice acting, there's still more heart and spirit in the original versus the remake.
Yes.
You know. Oh, and for all of you who will say, well, you can't compare the original to the remake. Well, you know what? No. Any remake has the unfortunate duty to be compared to the original, no matter what.
They will have its flaws.
Yes. So, it's just, we have to compare it. It's inevitable. So, The Lion King had a lot to live up to, and the only characters that I feel lived up to it were Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, and the bird.
Zazu, yes. Zazu was all right. I
thought he was good, honestly. I thought he was good too as well. I liked him. He made me laugh.
Yeah, if anything, he comes in number 4 in the roster. You got Timon, Pumbaa, Scar, and then Zazu.
Okay.
That's my personal lineup, but you know.
Mine would be Timon, Pumbaa, Zazu, and also Scar.
Oh, so we just switched those last two?
Well, yeah.
I guess that's fair. Whatever. I like Scar
the
more.
top 4, yes. Well, basically the top 4. The others, maybe I need to rewatch the movie again or sometime just to capture it all over again, because I was just more being comparing and just pointing out stuff, looking at things like the animation and everything like that. I just need to rewatch it again to see if I truly love the characters. Maybe I was being too harsh. I don't know, but I need to rewatch it again, definitely.
Which brings me to my next point. I am a firm believer in the quality in which you present a film. We went to the shittiest theater.
Oh my god.
In Arizona. No, in Phoenix. There's probably shittier out there. But this is going to be more a nudge to our local listeners in Arizona. We have 4 or 5 different companies here in the valley that do movie theaters. The first and most popular is Harkins Theaters, which is a local company. Then you got AMC Theaters. Then you have Cinemark, Roadhouse, and finally the Alamo Drafthouse, which recently came into town. So this AMC Theater, downtown Phoenix, Arizona Center 24, oh my god, it was just the worst movie-going experience, and half of it was because of the theater. God, you want to take the kids? You want to?
Okay, so I don't know if they were movie hopping. I don't know, because I definitely did not see them there before, but halfway during the movie I thought it was just okay, so there was children there, right? Children that weren't properly behaved. I thought at first it was the background of the Cubs in the movie at first.
Oh my god!
And I was like, I kept hearing it at the part, the more serious part of movies, and the movie, and I was like, wait, who are these children? And I heard thumping, and I turn and I see about 4 kids fucking around on the chairs, and I'm like, oh my god. And the mom and the dad weren't doing nothing at all. They were just letting their kids. Okay, the kids were going back and forth at the bottom, because we were this. When you walk into the theater, we were the second row on the, what would you call it?
Yeah, we weren't near the bottom, but we were second from the middle center.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, just the middle center
on the floor.
Yes. Well, no, the floors. I consider the floor by close up to the theater, but we were where the stairs were. I don't know.
Yeah, the second up from the stairs. There you go.
And the kid, those little rascals, whatever, were at the first, but they were in the corner right beside the exit, and they were climbing up the steps, jumping down, being loud as hell, and that was distracting me. There was a point where the kids wouldn't stop fucking talking, and I was like, shh, like.
And this was all through the movie. It wasn't like they were. That's not like every once in a while you'd hear a kid. This was constant.
Yeah.
And when all the action scenes came up in the corner of the room, you could hear their voices, and it bugged the fuck out of me.
Oh my god, it was just, and the parents weren't doing nothing.
They weren't doing shit.
And like there was people right beside us too, and you could tell they wanted to say something too. They just kept looking at the kids because like the kids were running back and forth. And this time they were running like just behind the rail. They were going back and forth, hanging on the rail, jumping from step, climbing on the chairs, and just being loud.
Oh no, I even heard one of the kids say, "It's a playground." I'm like, "No, it's not, kitty. You sit down, you behave, or get the F out of here."
I wanted to pull a Karen and be like, "Oh, I want to report them." Like, but I just let it go. I was just like, I don't know, but that's probably the reason why I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
I would say. And what was the other thing?
Oh, the other thing, when it comes down to theater quality, one of the speakers, specifically the right channel, one of those speakers was crackling. Whether the speaker was blown out or the wire was loose, on the low frequencies it vibrated and it just sounded like static, and it was so annoying, and it was distracting. And so you had kids on the left being brats, and you had a broken speaker on the right whenever like a low bass sound came,
Yes.
And it was a horrible experience.
Okay, so you know how if you use your earphones up, your earphones are about to die, they're hanging on a dear life. It's just when you turn up a really bassy song, you'll hear that static. You know when your earphones are about to give out because you hear that, or it's been damaged. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like you can hear that on the right side, like this. It's even at the times where one of the parts where Simba was looking up in the sky talking to his father, and you hear the thunder. It's just you hear that and I was like, oh my god. At first I didn't mind it, but as for going more into the film, it was just like the kids fucking it up, and then also that shit, it was just more of like trying not to burst.
Yeah.
And you're like
Oh no, I noticed it in the pre-show. I even said, fucking AMC. Every AMC theater I go to, I always say, because they always disappoint me, fucking AMC. You don't get that shit at Harkins. You
Yes.
just fucking don't. And if you're out of state listening to this and you find yourself in Arizona, or if you're in a city out there in the United States that has a Harkins theaters, I know there's some in California, Texas, and Oklahoma, go to a Harkins and tell me I'm wrong. Compare it to a nationwide chain like AMC.
Yeah.
Harkins rules.
I love Harkins.
I will stand by that. And of course, I'll take the blame on this. I did force us to go to this theater, so that's on me. Sorry, girl. Yeah, but okay. But I think that mainly covers all of our topics for the movie, right? I don't think we left any stone unturned, unless you.
No, I don't. I believe we've gone every topic of the movie. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to get out.
All right, so let's do closing statements. Do you want to go?
Go first.
I'll go. Okay, I'll go first. All right. All right. So again, I think this kind of falls for everyone who's been saying this about the movie since it came out last week. That I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I just liked it. It entertained me for 2 hours. I think it was an interesting experiment because just someone said, let's remake The Lion King. And it's basically someone taking a 360p video and saying, I wonder what this looks like in 4K, And
Yes.
I think it was a wonderful experiment, and we definitely paid to see it, but that's the problem. We paid to see the same exact movie
Yes.
in theaters. And at first that kind of bugged me, but I guess we got some new things. It was still a wonderful thing to see in theaters, as it is. But like I said, I think personally I still stand by my 7 out of 10 rating that I gave it initially. I think for people out there who run purely on nostalgia, they're gonna love this movie. And for people who don't notice things like we do, probably, they're probably going to ignore the fact that it's just a straight up remake and that, oh yes, this was a great movie, 20 out of 10, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's going to be some people who are going to be like, wow, this voice acting sucks.
Yes.
You know? So I think it has a lot of things going against it, but also has some things, not a lot of things, going for it. So, again, I just liked it. Usually, what I do in my written reviews is that I say, all right, so do you want to see it in movie theaters opening weekend? You want to see a matinee of it? Or do you just want to wait to rent it on Redbox? Or completely avoid? Those are my 4 choices. And for me, I would probably go see this in theaters just because it is The Lion King. And you have to watch The Lion King, you know? You can't not watch it, you know? You don't want to be that bitch going to the Redbox 3 months from now. Oh, The Lion King. Watch this in a theater with passionate fans.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so again, I did like the movie. There were some parts that I didn't like. So how would the critics describe it? Lukewarm? Well, it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. There was Timon and Pumbaa. They were really good, and also the bird for me. Those were what really stuck out to me. I loved it. The animation could have been a little bit more better when they were delivering the lines, or like, you know, helping it, I guess. But I loved the movie. I would definitely see myself watching it. Probably going on a little binge of watching both the original and also the remake, and also Lion King. What was it called again? 1.5.
Oh, you talk about the sequels,
yeah,
the sequel prequels.
Yeah, just to enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved it. I love Beyonce. Don't get me wrong. I really love Beyonce. I feel like this. You already know what I'm gonna say, but to all you Beyonce fans, I do love her, but. I didn't like her in this movie.
Oh.
Sorry, I am so sorry.
All
but
the
I
gays
will
are crying.
But I will definitely be listening to the album because I happen to like some songs on the album. So I will probably be one of the person that will boost it on the charts from streaming. So Lion King wins.
And now for one last thought. If they remade The Lion King scene for scene, shot for shot, you know, music for music, you know, are we gonna get a sequel to this? The Lion King made $500 million worldwide opening weekend.
They are going to make the sequel hands down.
So great, we're gonna get The Lion King 2019, and probably 4 years from now, 2023, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Oh God, damn it! You know it's gonna happen. I'm saying it right now.
Anything that performs really good at the box office, a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just look at the Annabelle movies.
Oh, except some of those were only one of those were good. But that is our thoughts on the 2019 remake of The Lion King.
Yes.
Yes.
Work.
Okay.
Work.
So that brings us to the end of our review. I just want to say thank you to anyone who listened to this. This is my first time experimenting with podcasts like this. I quite enjoyed it. I actually kind of liked the there was like a certain springiness to it that I liked about it. It's like a certain organic kind of feel conversation that we had about the movie, you know?
Yes.
And now, through the power of technology, you actually can hear our thoughts on it, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who have been suggesting that I do something like this. So I hope you enjoyed it.
This is my first podcast too, so I'm a little nervous, but it's all right. You know, like I wanted I agreed to it at first. At first, I was like, no, I'm nervous as hell, but I kind of got onto it. So excuse me if I took a while to talk. I was just
we're still ironing out a few wrinkles.
So yeah, this is my first podcast. So if you like it, if you like me on it, then
Click subscribe. Don't donate to our Patreon.
This video is sponsored by.
This podcast is sponsored by KTNN, the voice of the Navajo Nation,
and also by Gucci.
Gucci, fuck. But yeah, no. If you liked this, give us a like. Subscribe. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be on YouTube as well. And if you didn't like it, well, tell us what we did wrong, because we want to make some really good content for you guys. Still, thanks for listening. The next movie we'll probably talk about might be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Wednesday night now. We're going to be catching a screening of that tomorrow, a Thursday night. And we have the advantage of watching it on glorious 35mm film.
At the Alamo Draft House.
Alamo Draft House. I'm pretty sure that I can damn well guarantee that movie theater isn't going to suck.
If any of you guys ever go to Arizona, to Phoenix, go to the Alamo Draft House. Besides Harkins, if you want... oh my god, thank you for introducing me to the Alamo Draft House. I loved it. It's really cute. Honestly, it's just really cute. If you're gonna go on a date to a movie, like, I guess The Lion King or something like that, like, go to Alamo Draft House. It's 10 out of 10. I love the theater. It's so cute. The service is good.
Also, we're not sponsored by Alamo. We're saying this because we love the theater.
Yes.
So, but sponsor us, Alamo.
Sponsor me, please.
We're poor bitches.
Run me my check.
We like watching movies. Okay, well, thank you for joining us. My name is Harrison, and
my name is Cauy,
and this has been Bahe Reviews. Expect more in the future. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.